this is an interesting one to me because it really is about, okay, who still has a place in this division? Who is still going to be a scary factor in the top 5 of this division? What's up, guys? Laura Sanko here for One on One. I just want to give you a quick breakdown of the co-main event for UFC 278 coming up in Salt Lake City. We have Paulo Costa taking on the returning Luke Rockhold, one of the greatest middleweights that we have ever seen in the UFC, returning from a very long layoff. We haven't seen him since 2019. And man, this is a fascinating matchup, I think, in particular for Luke Rockhold to be returning to, because the last few times that we've seen Luke, he has been on the receiving end of some really tough knockouts. Michael Bisping, Jan Blachowicz, and Yoel Romero. Almost forgot Yoel Romero. Some really, really tough knockouts. It doesn't negate the fact that Luke Rockhold is one of the most talented middleweight fighters that the UFC has ever seen. Phenomenal ground game, phenomenal kicking game, and excellent boxing, takedowns, anything that you'd want. That's why he was champion at one point. But on the flip side of things, he's coming back against a fighter that one might imagine to be one of the scarier matchups for him, right? I mean, Paulo Costa is one of the biggest punchers that you're going to find in this division. He's a scary beast of a guy. And man, if you have not seen him in the lead up to this fight, and I am going to get into the tail of the tape on these two. Sorry, I'm kind of belaboring it. But if you have not seen Paulo Costa in the lead up to this fight, go head over to his Instagram. We've had the wine night incident. We've had the weight miss incident. Paulo Costa looks dialed the F in. He looks very lean and ready, really, really ready to go out there and make a statement. And that's really what both of these guys need. Luke Rockhold has an opportunity to, in one fight, reassert himself in this division. And the same thing for Paulo Costa, who's coming off the loss to Izzy, the knockout, and then the unanimous decision loss to Marvin Vettori. Both of them are in a need to go out there, make a statement. So let's take a look at the numbers. On one side, we've got Paulo Costa, who is 13-2 overall. Luke Rockhold, 16-5. And in terms of their UFC record, Paulo Costa 5-2 with 4 knockouts and 1 decision, and Luke Rockhold 6-4 with 3 knockouts and 3 submissions. So a well-rounded game for Luke Rockhold there. Luke does have 2 inches in height in terms of an advantage and 5 inches in reach, which I think will be a big factor in this game if he can get that jab going. Luke Rockhold, of course, a southpaw, and Paulo Costa orthodox, although they both can switch. In terms of striking accuracy, both of them have very high striking accuracy, 59% for Paulo Costa, 55% for Luke Rockhold. And Paulo Costa, man, 6.85 strikes landed per minute. Never in a million years did I think that if you would have asked me just off the top of my head how many strikes per minute I thought he landed, it would not have been close to that. So this is why I love looking at the numbers, because sometimes it's really, it gives you a different insight than sometimes your memory will play, tricks on you in terms of people's fight games. And then for Luke Rockhold, 4.6 strikes per minute landed, which is also actually fairly high. In terms of takedown defense, 80% for Paulo Costa, extremely high, 63.6% for Luke Rockhold. I can't imagine Costa's going to be shooting on him much, but you never know with him. I do think it's interesting to look at the striking targets for these guys. For Paulo Costa, 53.3% to the head, 40.9% of his strikes go to the body. That is an extremely high number in terms of body strikes, and certainly could be a factor in this fight. And then, not surprisingly, Costa very high in terms of distance strikes and very low in terms of ground. And Luke, quite a bit of his striking, almost 40% of his strikes take place on the ground. Like I said, in terms of stylistic matchup, this is an interesting one to me, because it really is about, okay, who still has a place in this division? Who is still going to be a scary factor in the top 5 of this division? And the reality is we don't really know what Luke Rockhold is bringing to the table. There's always that discussion of ring rust, and I don't know, I feel a couple different ways about it. I feel less confident about ring rust than I do about age, though. And I think that this is a really challenging fight for Luke to be coming back to, because of what a big puncher Paulo Costa is, the way that Luke has lost the last few of his fights in really difficult fashion, and all of them, I believe, to that left side. And it's something that he's going to have to really watch out for. I mean, the way that Jan Blachowicz caught him with that hook was just nasty. Michael Bisping as well, Yoel Romero. Those are tough losses, and this is an interesting challenge to come back to. Paulo Costa, the question with him is like, how focused is he? And I'm not saying Instagram is reality. We all know it's not, but it's a clue, and it's an interesting clue, because you go on there and you can physically see a difference in the way that he has prepared for this fight. He knows what's at stake here. He knows what's at stake taking on a former champion in Luke Rockhold, and what that could do in terms of reasserting himself in the division. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting matchup. Do I think that Luke Rockhold could very easily go out there and throw one of those gorgeous question mark kicks that he has and knock Paulo Costa out? Yes, I do. Do I think that Paulo Costa could, catch Luke Rockhold with a check left hook and leave him flat on the canvas? Yes, I do. That's why I'm not picking on this fight, but it's going to be a fun one. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and we will see you in Salt Lake City. If you like the video, please click subscribe and like. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you next time.